Hi there, today is March 11th, 2023. Let's see what happened this week in Hearthstone. The Americas server went down multiple times this week for about an hour or so, at least twice. This begs the question, will this Hearthstone client ever get replaced with the 2.0 version? I am not an expert at this, but my understanding from reading and experiencing the client for all these years is that the client is a little difficult to work with on the back end. And if you go to any place online where discussions are had about Hearthstone, there are some who say the game is a buggy mess. Now, I completely disagree that this game client is a mess. For the most part, it works just as well on any other app on my PC, iPad, or iPhone. But it brings up the question, will we ever see a new client built from scratch, taking into account all of the experience that the Tame 5 has had with the current client? I do not have the answers to this, but it's an interesting question, and to think that maybe one day we might actually see a Hearthstone 2.0 client. I have said this before and I will say it again. I am here for the long haul. Current client, new and improved Hearthstone 2.0 client, or maybe even something bonkers such as a client directly embedded into your brain where all the movements you make on the game board are directly affected by your thoughts. Leave a comment below on what you think. Battleground Buddies are coming back. Hearthstone announced this week that in patch 25.6, Battlegrounds is bringing back the Buddies for the mid-season update. Buddies are sidekicks, friends, and pets that are specific to each Battleground hero and designed to synergize with their style of play. But this time, things are a little different. The buddy meter will be going away, and there will be a buddy button in its place. You can press this buddy button to get your buddy immediately once you have enough gold during the match. The initial cost to get your buddy will be based on your buddy's tavern tier. Buddies are having their tavern tiers reworked a bit, so now there can be buddies of tavern tier 1 through 6. The cost to buy a tavern tier 1 buddy will start at 11 gold, and the cost to buy a tavern tier 6 buddy will start at 21 gold. The cost of the buddy will then be reduced by 3 gold for each win or tied combat, or reduced by 2 gold for each lost combat. Like with the previous buddy meter, the buddy button can be activated up to twice per game. The first time you press the button, you'll get 1 copy of your buddy, and the second time you press the button, you'll get 2 copies. The cost to press the button resets and is slightly increased after you press it the first time. I personally love this method much more than the last iteration of how you required buddies, which was a complicated calculation based on your combats and who you hit on each round. Should be super interesting to see how this new method works. Several heroes have been added to the game mode since the buddies have been removed, so now they have announced that new buddies that have never been seen before, and there are some really cool buddies I'm excited to try, such as Queen Ashara's Imperial Defender. Whenever you cast a spellcraft spell on a different minion, you also cast it on this. There's another one. Professor Putricide has the adorable Festergut, whose death rattle is summon a random undead creation. Theron Gorefiend has Shadowy Construct. After a friendly minion dies, give its neighbors +1/+1. Sylvanas Windrunner has Nathanos Blightcaller. Battlecry is remove a friendly minion, give its stats to its neighbors. The Jailer has Maw Sworn Soulfeeder, whose death rattle is summon 3 random tier 1 minions. Sirden Athreus has Shady Aristocrat, whose battlecry is Discover a Quest. Complete it to get an 8 gold coin pouch. Enhanso Meccano has the Enhanso Medico. Minions in Bob's Tavern with Taunt, Reborn, Wind Fury, or Divine Shield have +1/+1 for each. Azumat has Tamuzo, whose Avenge 2 is Upgrade Tentacular by +1/+1. Heist Baron Togwaggle has Waxadread the Drippy, whose battlecry is Refresh Bob's Tavern with the highest tier minion from each opponent's warband. Lady Vash has Coilfang Elite. After a spellcraft minion appears in Bob's Tavern, get a copy of its spell. Murloc Holmes has an absolutely adorable Watfin, which is after you guess correctly with Detective for Hire, get a plain copy of that minion. Also, When Team 5 released a blog post announcing bringing back the Battlegrounds Buddies, they also stated that patch 25.6 notes would also be released this coming week, which would include information about all the new Battlegrounds updates coming this patch, which means that buddies are not the only changes happening in Battlegrounds, as well as news about Hearthstone's next expansion. So there's a good possibility that this coming week we should see a release date, hopefully the name of the expansion, maybe even some of the cards for the next expansion. Super excited for next week now, hoping this is solid news to sink our teeth into and not just an announcement of an announcement. To let you all know, the expansion is going to be bonkers in terms of this channel, as I'm planning on giving away a ton of items related to the new expansion for my subscribers. I'm thinking a weekly tavern pass and at least one of each bundle. Still trying to figure this all out, but make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications to know more. So, Blister Guy and Just a Guy are going to fight. It's going to be an all-out slobber knocker on Sunday, March 29th at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time when Tito Santana and Dawn Dragon Rider co-host these two colossal Hearthstone influencers, and they go head-to-head in a Hearthstone Showdown. As an unexpected twist for this event, an impressive cast of some of the greatest names in Hearthstone will be creating the decks for these two powerhouses to pilot against each other. I called a Vegas sports betting agent and asked if I could put down some action for this event, and the guy on the other line told me that for the last time this is a pizza place and do not call here again, but I'm still super excited to watch. I will post all of the details for this must-watch event below. If you're going to watch only one thing on Sunday, March 19th, this is it. Did you know today is Hearthstone's birthday? On March 11th, 2014, our favorite game was released. Happy birthday, Hearthstone! From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who has spent even a minute working on this game. I cannot think of any game that has captured my attention and admiration more than Hearthstone, and I'm looking forward to the next 9 years and beyond with this game. That's all for this week. Please like and subscribe for more weekly Hearthstone content, and until next time, I hope to see you in the tavern.